Celia Daniels didn't walk into the Dales like a newcomer looking for a fresh start. She arrived like someone carrying a storm at her back. From the moment her dog ran into Patty, she gave off this strange mix of charm and danger, as if every polite smile was hiding something she hoped no one would ever notice. And for a while, the village had no idea just how deep that darkness went. Behind the scenes of her quiet farming life, Celia was running something far colder. Rumors in the village started swirling when people noticed how often she disappeared, how closely she worked with her adoptive son, Ray Walters, and how their activities never quite added up. It didn't take long before the truth surfaced. Celia and Ray were tied to a criminal operation involving drugs and forced labor, the kind of thing nobody expects to find rooted in a place like the Dales. She played the role of the straightforward farmer well, but the mask slipped more than once, hinting that she wasn't just strict or tough, she was hardened. And still, there were brief flashes of something human underneath all that steel. Her interactions with Moira were the closest thing she had to a real connection. In another world, they might have been friends, two strong women who understood struggle, loss, and pushing through. You could almost feel that possibility in a few of their scenes, like Celia wanted to let her guard down but couldn't risk it. And just when it seemed like she might soften, she tore the moment apart herself, pushing Moira away the second things got too real. It made people ask the same question. What happened to her? No one is born that cold. Something had twisted her long before she showed up, with her perfect posture and clipped tone. Even Jaye Griffiths, who brought the character to life, hinted that Celia's past is filled with something harsh enough to turn anyone into stone. She didn't excuse Celia's actions, but she made it clear that the villain in front of us began as somebody very different. As her time in the village winds down, the weight of all those missed chances hangs heavier than any crime she's committed. Celia built walls around herself so high that even the people who genuinely tried to understand her never stood a chance. She sabotaged every potential bond before it could take shape. And now, with her exit approaching, she might be facing something she's never allowed herself to feel: regret. Jaye Griffiths always knew her run on Emmerdale was limited, but she's been open about how much she wanted to stay. The cast, the environment, the storyline. She loved every piece of it. Yet Celia was never meant to blend into the background. Characters like her burn bright and burn fast. They shake the village, leave damage behind, and eventually face the consequences that always catch up. But what makes her departure hit harder is the double life she carried. Ruthless criminal on the outside, completely isolated on the inside. Even when she tried forming connections, she couldn't hold on to them, almost as if she didn't believe she deserved them. And maybe that's the tragedy of Celia Daniels. Not just the crimes, not just the chaos, but the truth that she never once let herself be loved, even when someone offered her the chance. As her final moments in the Dales draw near, you can't help but wonder what goes through her mind when she's alone. Does she think about the friendships she crushed before they could bloom? Does she ever question the path she chose? Or has she been running from her own story for so long that she doesn't know how to face anything else? Whatever her ending looks like, one thing is certain. Celia leaves behind more than tension and mystery. She leaves behind the haunting reminder that even the coldest characters are carrying something we can't see. And sometimes the real battle isn't the crime they commit, but the connection